Hello, and welcome to Life as It Is with me, Dora Middleton. In today's segment, I would like to talk about what's going on in the world today. The Roe versus Wade being overturned. And this is how I feel about the situation. I'm just going to keep it up front and honest, okay? I believe that if they are allowed to overturn this and stop the abortions from being able to happen, it's taking away a woman's right. This is our bodies. There isn't a man out there that should ever decide what we can and cannot do with our bodies. Okay? And for them to do this, it's wrong. And I think it's also dangerous in a way, because if someone is set against having children and they are forced to have children, and don't get me wrong, I love kids. I have kids. I have grandkids. But if you force a woman to do something that she does not want to do, you don't know what she's capable of. You don't know what's going through her head if she's forced to carry a pregnancy that she doesn't want. You never know what she might do to try to end that pregnancy. They're not thinking about that. Or you don't know what she might do once she has the baby. I mean, they are finding these poor babies in trash cans, bathrooms, anywhere. They're leaving them any and everywhere. So it's safe to say this is how I feel. I believe it's a woman's choice. Now, do I believe in it for myself? No, I've never believed in doing that. And that's with my own body. So just because I don't believe in having abortions does not mean I feel the next person that does is wrong. I feel that's her right. That's her choice. Okay. So I will never side with anyone that tries to take away a woman's right. I mean, and the crazy thing about it is you have all these men that says it shouldn't have never been like that from the start. Abortion shouldn't have never happened, been able to take place. But what if they start cutting out your Viagra? Okay. If you ask me, you don't have to have sex, that's a pleasure. Okay. For some, it's a pleasure. So you don't have to have it. So I don't think you need Viagra. But not one time have they said they're going to take that away from men. It's like every time we turn around as women, they're trying to snatch something away from us. And there's not a woman out there, if you ask me, that should actually be okay with this, because they're taking away our rights. What's next? You're not going to be able to use birth control? Protection? I mean, really, what is next? You're not going to be able to say no to your husband or your partner, whomever, if you don't want to have sex. Are you going to have to obey what men are saying, basically? And I have a problem with that. I think what they're doing is very dangerous, because what they've also said, if they open the door to overturn this, they could basically go in and overturn marriages and make that against the law to marry outside of your race again. They could also overturn the fact that you could marry the same sex. See, I think while people are out there protesting, saying that they like the fact that this is taking place, I don't think that they really understand how deep it goes. You're going to make it so they can turn around and start reversing any and everything that they want to reverse. And then that's going to be a problem. And once you give them that much power, you can forget it. So I think that everybody needs to step back and listen to what's going on. You're not just going to reverse this one situation. This shit is just going to keep going and going and going until everyone's in an uproar, because everything's going to be totally fucked up. And I believe that, because we're giving them too much power. How can you basically say what we should be allowed to do with our bodies? And they also said that there could be a problem with people that stored their eggs. Okay, so really, Do you know what you're cheering for out there? I don't think people are really taking the time to research and listen and see exactly what they are happy about, because you think that it's only going to basically have some kind of effect on the situation with abortions, but I don't think it is. And they constantly keep telling people it's not. It's going to give them the right to overturn a lot of things. So in all of everyone out there that's in those interracial relationships and marriages, they might stop it. Everyone that's out there, that's married and married to the same sex, don't be surprised if they come for that next. We are giving these people too much power. And it just seems like every time we turn around, women, they're snatching our power from us as a woman. And I don't like that. It's like they have total control over us and our bodies. And what about people that's having these procedures due to incest, rape? Are you forcing these people to have these babies by the person that raped them? Family members? This is just crazy. And I cannot agree with this. I absolutely cannot, and I won't. So regardless of how I feel about it with myself, I don't care how many times I sit here and say I don't believe in it for me. No, I've never believed in abortions. For me, that's my preference, okay? I don't do it. But the next woman, that is her decision. That's her. It's all her decision to make. No one should ever try to change that. And I just believe we're going backwards. We are really going backwards. And people are celebrating and they're happy and they're chanting. They're doing everything. But just wait until they come for something that they believe in. Wait until they come and try to snatch away something that they feel they want or they need in their lives to be able to do, take the control out of their hands. They're not going to be happy. They're not going to be out there celebrating and holding up signs, saving lives and this and that. The thing about it is, you have a lot of people that just aren't ready. If they're not ready, don't force them to be ready. Okay? That's just not cool. You cannot force anyone to take on the responsibility that they're not ready for. I mean, I had my first child at 16. Okay? Did that thought ever cross my mind? No. Because the way I looked at it is, well, I did something that got me in that situation and I'm going to deal with it and take care of my responsibilities. And I love every one of my kids. I have no regrets at all. I have 4 beautiful children. I have no problem with that. No regrets. Okay. But I just believe that we need to step back and understand what's happening here. We constantly keep complaining about what's happening in the world, and we turn around and give them even more power. I don't think people even care anymore about what's really going on. They just want to hear the name of something that has happened that they might have a problem with has been overturned, but they are not looking at the long-term effect. They're not looking at the illegal abortions that's going to start taking place. They're not looking at how many lives are going to be lost when these people try to end these pregnancies on their own using hangers and shit. Because don't believe that it's not going to happen, because it is. When people are determined not to do something, they mean they are not going to do it. And at this point, I believe that that's what's going to happen. You're going to have these poor, scared young girls and ladies out here that's afraid, that don't want children, that's not ready for children, that's going to be forced into it. And that's not going to be pretty at all. It's not. You are going to try to make a person take on the responsibility of something that they just don't want. Now, I'll say this too. I want to throw that in there. If you don't want pregnancies, even though I know nothing is 100%, but if you don't want pregnancies, that's why they make condoms. They make birth control pills. They make all sorts of things that you can use. So that's also something that you can utilize if you don't want pregnancies. But I will say this also. There are some women that decides to use abortions like it's some kind of protection. Okay, you feel you don't have to use protection, so if you get pregnant, just go and abort it. Now, there's a lot of people like that. I, over the years, have known people like that. Why you would tear down your body like that, I don't know. But if you don't want children, use protection. They sell condoms all day, every day, 24 hours a day in every store you can imagine. Just use protection, and then you won't run into this situation. And if it happens and something breaks or something was faulty, then okay, shit happens. But some people just don't think about using protection. They don't care. And then they're running when they find out they're pregnant. Okay, I'll just get rid of it. No, I don't like stuff like that. I don't. And I stand firm with what I'm saying. I talk to my children. I talk to everybody about birth control. If you don't want to get a unwanted pregnancy, if you want to play, then take care of yourself and do what you have to do to protect yourself from an unwanted pregnancy. But don't use abortion as a way, to do this. But again, I don't know. Some of you might not like my views, but I'm going to say it again. Just because I don't approve of abortions for myself, just because I would never do it myself, does not mean I am willing to stand in the way of the next woman that feels that's her only way out of the situation. I stand by her. I feel that's her body, that's her right. And no one should ever try to take that away. So I also believe that there should be a lot more women out there angry at this. Because what are you going to do if they decide to pull birth control? Are you going to be okay with that? What if they decide, okay, this woman doesn't need her own right. She can't tell a man that he can't touch her. There was a politician that they interviewed once, and he said that the little girl that had been raped, let me go back. It was a couple of different things that I watched and read up on. The judge, this young boy, this young child in high school raped this girl. And the judge didn't give him any time because he said that the boy would not have raped her had she just complied. So had she just decided to go ahead and let him have sex with her, even though she didn't want to, she wouldn't have been raped, and that he was not going to charge this kid to mess up his future. Are you kidding me? The child has PTSD now. Her father said her grades are slipping. She's depressed. She barely leaves her room. So you were okay not ruining, as you say, the future of a rapist, but you were okay ruining this girl's future because she'll never be the same just because she went to a party. She should be able to go to a party and be able to say no. No one should ever turn around and tell you don't have the right to decline whatever it is they're offering. But it just seems more and more as we look at these situations that's happening, you have these male judges up there and they're not charging these rapists with rape. This is what's scaring people about the whole situation with the abortions, because what if these girls get pregnant? They're going to be forced to have children with their rapists, and they might have a hard time loving that child, knowing that the child is here because she was raped. They're not thinking about this. And everybody out there, and I just hopped on to do this segment on abortion because this has got to change. It's got to change. We got to do better. We fought too hard as women to be knocked all the way back, because that's what it seems like it's about to happen. We're going to be knocked all the way back to where we have no damn say-so with nothing regarding us. We're going to be back in the days where your husband said something that's the way it was. You're going to stay silent. You're not going to be able to speak up. Your opinion is not, it's not going to mean anything anymore. And that's a scary thing, to be honest, because I want to be heard. I don't know about anyone else out there, but I want to be heard. I don't want what my thoughts swept under a rug, like it doesn't matter. I want to be heard, and every woman out there should want to be heard. And if you're trying to tell women, as a fellow woman, if you're trying to tell other women out there that they don't have the right to do what they feel is right for their own bodies, then you should be ashamed of yourself. I don't care if you don't believe in abortions, don't believe in it. For you, if you personally don't believe in it, then don't you do it. But let everybody else have their say-so with their bodies. Don't try to take away a woman's right to do what she feels is right for her body. What if she is having a child that may have a lot of mental issues to the point that the child won't be able to be normal? Why would you, are you going to make her keep the baby? Some people don't want to see their children suffer like that. That's another situation right there. People aren't thinking. Come on, people, open your damn eyes and realize this is not right. How are you going to turn around and say the state will have the right to say how they want abortions to go, whether they want them or not? No, the state shouldn't have shit. The state isn't keeping you healthy. The state is not exercising for you. The state is not paying your medical bills. The state is not having the sex to even get pregnant. The state shouldn't be in your damn business. How many times do people have to tell you all over and over again? Let people do what they want to do with their bodies. We have no say-so over anyone else's body. And stop being happy because this shit might be overturned. There's nothing to be happy about. And as a woman, you're happy because your rights are being snatched away. Shame on you. Shame on you. You should be ashamed of yourself. I am going to stand by every woman that feels this is wrong, because this is definitely wrong. It's wrong. And I don't care who sends me emails complaining about what I'm saying. It's wrong. Do I believe in it for myself? No, I would never do it. No, I don't. I would never do it. But do I believe that the next woman has the right to do it? Yes, 100%. It's your body. Do what you want. If you need someone to hold your hand, I'll do that too. If you need support, I will be there. Because it's her body. Not mine, not yours, not his. It's her body. I think until we realize that, we're going to be doing a lot of more damage than good here with this situation. But we shall see the outcome. We shall see how all of this plays out. Even though I believe we already know how it's going to work. But all we can do is pray. Because after that, here comes all the other things that they are going to overturn. Just wait and see. If we allow them to do this, there'll be a lot more coming after this. It's not going to stop at abortions. And you all should know that. It's a proven fact that a lot of people have problems with interracial marriages. That's probably going to be next. There's been a lot of people that's in politics that has said that they think that the, races shouldn't mix like that. So what makes you think that they're not going to come for that next? So all of you that are married and in by, these interracial relationships and marriages, you better be watchful, because they're probably coming for that next. And everyone that's in same-sex marriages, wait and see if they don't come for you next. You have to stand up for what you believe in. Women stood up for all the causes that we have had to fight for out there for other people. We had to fight for gay marriages, for people to be able to get married. I feel you love who you love, you do what you do. I don't judge anyone. That's why I'm saying if you allow them to do this, it's not going to end well at all. So before I close this segment, I want you all to really think about what I just said. You don't have to believe in it for yourself, but at least believe that in it enough to say that women should have the right to say what they want done with their own bodies. Okay? That's all. You can always say, I don't believe in it, but I believe in that next woman having the right to do what she wants to do because it's her body. That's how I feel about it. So I just jumped on to touch base on that situation because I've been watching it play out in the news, and it's just crazy. It's ridiculous, and it's sad. But that's what I wanted to talk about. I might add to the story a little while later, maybe later on today. I don't know. I really don't know because I'm really busy, but I had to get on here and say something about this because it's really weighing on my mind because it's just not right. I just don't like it one bit. But until next time, I would like to thank all of you for tuning in to Life as It Is with me, Dora Middleton. Take care.